This presentation will review the Georgia Standards of Excellence 2 MD1 through 4, which focus on measuring and estimating lengths in standard units. Before we dive into the standards, let's look at the progression of measurement understanding. Students begin to explore measurement in kindergarten. They focus on determining which object is shorter or longer without using specific measurement tools. First grade students then begin to measure items with non-standard units such as blocks, paper clips, hand spans, and feet. They focus on using same-size units while measuring from end to end with no gaps or overlaps. Second grade students transition from using informal units to measuring with standard units such as inches, centimeters, and feet. As they use tools such as inch and centimeter tiles to find the length of objects, they begin to make connections to measuring with a ruler. A ruler is like having the inch tiles stuck together. Third grade students then use fraction understanding and measure to the nearest half and quarter of an inch. As the progression shows, students should have ample opportunities to explore using concrete tools before transitioning to abstract models. Now let's take a closer look at the grade level expectations. 2 MD1 focuses on selecting and using appropriate tools, such as rulers, yardsticks and meter sticks, as well as measuring tapes. As students explore and measure, they gain understanding of how to use each tool and can explain why that specific tool was chosen.
What are you using to measure the door?
A yardstick, because if I used a ruler, it would take too many rulers to measure this door.
As students explore different tools, they then use different length units and measure the same item twice. For example, they may measure a pencil with both inches and centimeters and be able to explain why it takes more centimeters than inches. When introducing rulers in second grade, it is important to use simplified rulers that only show inches and/or centimeters. Simplified rulers can help students transition from using concrete items to a more abstract measuring tool. After students conceptualize the size of each unit, they then estimate length, which then leads to students being able to determine how much longer one object is than another. When finding the difference between two objects, students can either use a direct method, where they line up each object and simply measure how much longer one is than the other, or they can use an indirect method and find the difference by subtracting. In the upcoming task that can be found in the Georgia frameworks, students make their own simplified ruler and measure a gummy worm before and after it is stretched.
Okay, show me where you would start measuring your gummy worm.
You start right here, make sure it's on here, and then you can put it both. So this is 3 inches, but long. But if you work it a little bit farther, it's 4. And if I eat some of it, this will be 2 inches.
So if we move your finger, let's see. Okay, perfect. It's 2 inches. What if you start down here at this part? How long would it be now?
6 inches.
When students begin using a ruler and comparing length, it is important to emphasize that a ruler measures the difference or distance between 2 points. Although the end point is 7, the starting point is 2. Therefore, the distance is 5. This pencil has the same length regardless of where it is positioned on the ruler. Focusing on the starting and end points, as well as the distance between these points, is the key to understanding measurement. Students often see rulers with hash marks as counting numbers instead of the units or spaces between the marks. Placing an item at different locations on a ruler can help solidify understanding. In this next task, students were asked to predict which path would be the shortest. After making a prediction, they used a variety of tools to help justify their reasoning. Students soon discovered that some tools were better than others when trying to find the exact measurement of the different lines.
I think that path B will be the shortest. path C will be the middle, and path A will be the longest.
All right, and how are you going to test it?
With this. And this one is 21, so that one's already longer than that one. This one is 23, that one was 21, and that one was 26
23, 21, and 26 what?
centimeters.
So what is the order of the path links?
Path B is the shortest, path C is the middle, and path A is the longest.
This next task uses inch tiles and centimeter cubes to estimate length and measure objects with different size units. As the video shows, there are lots of opportunities to guide student reasoning and promote deeper understanding.
The tile or the cube? Which one measures an inch?
A tile.
Okay, so take a tile. Take one out. All right, that's 1 inch. You can just put it down right there. Let's see, how many centimeter cubes will fit along the side of that square inch? What do you think? You said about 2? Mm-hmm. All right, try it. Let's see. Okay, there's a little bit more space, so why don't you grab another one? How many more cubes do you think will fit in there?
I say not 3, but I would say only 2.
Okay, 2 whole cubes, and then what part of another cube?
Half.
All right, so what's your theory for how many centimeters are in 1 inch?
2 and 1/2.
Okay, so without counting, how many centimeters long do you think the no-dated book is?
I would say 17.
Okay, and why'd you say 17?
I said 17 because if you double 7 inches, centimeters are usually a standard ruler. Centimeters, 2.5 centimeters equal 1 inch. So if I know that there's 7 here, I can estimate. I can double 7 to 14. So it has to be more than 14 centimeters.
Okay, great. Let's count them and see how many there are.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18 centimeters. All right, and now how about the playing card? How many centimeters long is it?
8 centimeters.
So how many inches do you predict it'll be?
I predict it will be 4. I predict that it will be 3 because if you X out if you half 8 instead of doubling, because we're transferring centimeters into inches, not inches into centimeters. So if you half this, you get 4. If it was 4, it would be exactly half. But I would say it would be about 3.
Okay, let's test it out. All right, good prediction. Write that in.
3 inches.
All right, and then our last question is, what do you notice when you look at this table and you look at the length of everything you measured in the square inch tiles versus when you measured them in the centimeter cubes?
Most of these are at least one away from double of this, are mostly one or more away from the double. Mostly away, like more or less from the double.
You're saying this number right here is a little bit more than double that.
Exactly, because 2 plus 2 equals 4, and 4 is close to 5.
There are many engaging books about measurement that can be used in the classroom. The story Measuring Penny is about a little girl who has a homework assignment to measure something in different ways. She decides to measure her dog. The story uses both standard and non-standard units to measure and compare different attributes of the dogs. After reading the story, students decided to measure the stuffed animals in the classroom. They determined the tool and unit of measurement and then recorded their results. Measurement activities are not only engaging, but help promote fluency and number sense. Activities and measurement tools can be incorporated throughout the year for hands-on fun and exploration. What are you measuring?
A pencil.
A pencil?
A pencil, yeah.
And it is exactly 7 inches tall.
7 inches.
For additional support and resources for 2MD 1 through 4, please visit Unit 3 of the Georgia Frameworks.